As men, we don't want to be seen as overly emotional, but the truth is, we still have many emotions and feelings to deal with. However, learn how to master your emotions and you can maintain that strong, non-reactive masculine presence while still protecting your mental health and dealing with things in a healthy way. The tips in this video will help you develop that cool, calm, collected personality that you've seen with characters like James Bond. But I'm going to help you deal with and process your emotions so you don't bottle things up until you reach breaking point. Mastering your emotions doesn't mean being emotionless or turning off your feelings. It means putting yourself in the driver's seat of your mental state. A man should not be slave to his emotions. Rather, he should be in control. And these 6 steps are going to help you achieve exactly that. Hello, my name is James, and I'm on a mission to create a generation of gentlemen. If you want to be instantly initiated into a private network of gentlemen around the world, you can join the Gent Z community today. You will never master your emotions until you understand them. And to understand your emotions, you must be aware of them and recognize them when they arise. For example, as men, we often default to anger to express our emotion. But what we express as anger can actually be a different emotion altogether, like sadness, humiliation, or resentment. These emotions can rise up so quickly and be displaced as anger if we do not understand them and catch them in the moment. Catching an emotion has the same effect as catching a fish on your line. It's now in your control. You choose what to do with that emotion. So by becoming aware of the emotion, we become the master of it rather than it becoming the master of us. You can also do this process in retrospect to better understand your feelings. Think about a time you lost control. Maybe you yelled at someone, broke something, or slammed a door in anger. Ask yourself, why did you really lash out? It likely wasn't just because you were mad. Perhaps it was because you felt humiliated, disrespected, or upset. Question what emotions triggered that behavior and what triggered those emotions. You can either journal about the experience or just think it over in your mind. But your goal should be to understand the emotion you felt, why you felt it, and how you could have dealt with that emotion differently. While it used to be taboo for men, there is a lot of value in sharing your emotions. I recently watched an interview on the Iced Coffee Hour with Ephraim Matos, a Navy SEAL who spoke very openly about some horrific, traumatic things he'd seen in Iraq. The interviewers asked him, how was he able to speak so candidly about these experiences? And Ephraim said that there was simply no benefit to holding it in. You don't need to have endured war to have experiences and emotions that weigh on your mind. Talking these emotions out with someone you trust can be a really valuable way to process them and gain control of them. You can talk to a family member, friend, romantic partner, or perhaps someone in your church. Alternatively, it may be more beneficial to speak with a professional, and that's why today's video is sponsored by BetterHelp. BetterHelp is an online therapy service that connects you with a licensed therapist who can help. They have a really amazing platform that's easy to navigate whether you're using your phone or your computer. There is a link in the description. Click that link and answer a few simple questions so BetterHelp can match you with a licensed therapist. You can talk to your therapist however you feel the most comfortable. You can video call, talk on the phone, or simply message them. Once you sign up, you'll be matched with a therapist usually within 48 hours, so you can get started very quickly. Gentlemen, if you need someone to talk to, please let BetterHelp connect you with a therapist and you can start seeing some improvements to your well-being. And if you sign up using betterhelp.com/gentzz, you will receive a special discount off your first month. Thank you to BetterHelp for supporting Gent Z and for sponsoring today's video. Beyond talking, another healthy way to process your emotions is to have an outlet. Emotions are a form of energy that can consume us if we do not release them. The good news is there are dozens of healthy outlets that you can use to process your emotions and let it all out. For many men, martial arts and other forms of fighting training are great ways to release frustrations. Particularly if you're feeling angry, there's no better way to take that out than on the bag. But sports don't have to be physically aggressive to be a good outlet, and sports aren't only useful for releasing emotions of anger. Weightlifting, soccer, and even pickleball can take your mind off things and provide a form of Zen mindfulness that's hard to achieve any other way. For both negative and positive emotions, music can be a great source of release. Just listening to music and losing yourself in the sounds and the lyrics can be highly therapeutic. But even better, in my opinion, is to play an instrument and even write your own music. As a lifelong guitar player, I know I've turned to my instrument to express pretty much every emotion I've ever felt. As a result, productive works of music have emerged from my various emotional states. You may get a similar sense of therapeutic relief from painting, drawing, or writing poetry. So, from defeating opponents in the ring to writing ballads to sing, there is a huge variety of healthy and productive ways that you can release and process your emotions. But to remain master of your emotions, you must also avoid unhealthy outlets. Activities like drinking, driving dangerously, and gambling might all provide an immediate sense of relief from your problems. But these pursuits are not solutions or cures, they're actually just other problems. Part of being a strong man is being able to resist these temptations even when your emotional state is compromised. It is important to recognize our emotions and to process them with healthy outlets, but it's also equally important that as men, we do not wallow in our emotions. Some people mistake prioritizing their mental health as an excuse to become victim to their feelings and feel sorry for themselves. But remember, we want to be the masters of our emotions, not the other way around. The best way you can snap out of feeling sorry for yourself is by enforcing discipline in your life. You cannot sit in bed and wallow in self-pity because you have a schedule to follow. You are going to get up and get to the gym by 10 a.m. You aren't going to use your brain power on emotions because you have to study or work on your business for the next 4 hours. And while you will still feel your emotions as you go through your routine, they will be in the background rather than at the forefront. Emotions can create a chaotic environment in our minds, so we need to have the stoic discipline to enforce order. Just make sure that your disciplined schedule includes time to release your emotions in a healthy way, whether that's talking with your friend, your therapist, or using a healthy, productive outlet. At the start of this video, we looked at some cool, calm, collected characters like James Bond and Tommy Shelby. What we admire about them is their trait of non-reactiveness, their ability to remain unflinching, even in the face of great intimidation or danger. What these characters possess is not a lack of emotion, but rather a separation between emotion and reaction. We do not always choose how we feel, but we can choose what to do with those feelings. To achieve this, you need to take responsibility for your actions. Let me give you an example. A couple of years ago, I was in the parking lot and I just stepped out of my car when I watched a Dodge Caravan reverse into the back of my Mustang. It was a woman driving, and when she got out of the car to look at the damage, she yelled back into her car at her little kids, screaming, "Look what you made me do!" And I thought to myself, really? Those little kids who were behind the wheel? They reversed your car into mine? No, you did. And there are so many people who go about life blaming others for their actions. It's because they react almost involuntarily to the emotions that others make them feel. But a man who has mastered his emotions would never make such a mistake. Even if he decides to seek vengeance or take some other kind of action, it's only after deliberate thought and planning. Be a little more cunning, a little more Machiavellian, and use your emotions as a fuel that stokes your fire rather than getting burned by your own feelings. All of the suggestions in this video so far will help you have a much healthier relationship with your emotions. You will be much more in control and less reactive in your behaviors. To finish up, I have a couple of final tips that will put your mind in a better place to remain calm and non-reactive. The first is to get more sleep. You probably know that when you don't sleep well, you are more irritable, perhaps more prone to anxiety, and easier to upset. According to a 2023 study by the American Psychological Association, losing just 1 or 2 hours of sleep can make people less happy and more anxious. Considering the average American gets less than 6 hours of sleep a night, we have a nation of men who are chronically running on empty. The second tip to remain calm and collected is to avoid substances that alter your mood. Yes, drugs and alcohol are the obvious ones, but caffeine can also affect your emotional states. I noticed that I feel more restless, anxious, and even more aggressive after drinking too much caffeine. So now I mostly drink decaffeinated coffee and I limit my intake of caffeinated beverages like tea and soda. For you, that might not be necessary, but emotional mastery is all about understanding what makes you tick and then gaining control over those factors. As you continue to master your emotions, you might even wish to unlock certain emotional states and tap into certain feelings on command. To learn more about activities and lifestyle changes that will help you release your masculine energy, go watch this video right here. It's all about tapping into that deep-rooted masculine essence. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in this video right here.